Alright, g'day. So, it's threatening rain, blue sky starting to come out. I walked, Begley and I, down from there. The track, there is a small track, came off the main track. It was very wooded over, fallen logs, everything like that. You could almost not see it, but it just basically followed a ridge line. There's a gully goes further down that way, and you can hear the wind. And I was hesitant to come over this side. I wanted to be on that side because the way the wind's blowing. Anyway, I was just being quiet and stepping very slowly, just listening to the wind and the birds and the trees. Call me crazy, but there was a log across the path and something said, "Don't step that way." And you've got this kind of grass material here, and it was quite thick up there, and I pulled Beggs close to me because I thought snakes, even though it's kind of wet and a bit cool. You never know. You never know if one's in the grass, you know. So I just saw this log, like it just kind of was like this. It just a bit thicker, bigger, but it barred my path. It was like something between us said, "Don't go this way." And I went, okay. So I looked. Beggs was looking over this way. He's kind of looking everywhere, but for a while he was staring at this way, and I went, okay, we'll go this way. So I came off the path, this side of the ridge, and it starts coming up this ridge. If we look, it starts climbing. So I'm kind of at the end of the gully. It seems to swerve away and go up that way a little bit. I don't know if you can make out the trees in the distance there. There's some beautiful trees there. So the first thing I noticed was those trees, but I saw this kind of landing here. Now it's pretty rocky and wet, but we're going to make do. So I was thinking, could this be the place I set the camp up? Here's my new pack, Mystery Ranch. I've got it kind of loaded with a few things today. That jacket, actually, this one, is waterproof, but it's not something I really wear. I'll get under the tarp if it's raining. This is purely for Beggs. It's kind of padded and furry, so he can sleep on that if he needs, but he'll quite happily sleep on the ground. So if we have a look, underfoot, if you have a look here, see that? And there's some holes here, stuff, but it should be alright. But I'm thinking, it's kind of squared in, some moss over there. I'll be able to have a bit of fun. I'd like to hang my pack up. It's something I'm going to attempt. I don't know that I want to do it that tree, and everything else is kind of further away. So the place I'm probably going to hang it is here. I'm going to rig, the thought was to rig the tarp this way. So I don't know if it's going to rain. Apparently it may or may not just spit here or there. It's supposed to clear up today. So what I'm thinking is kind of the way Beggs is going, but you can see down here, sleeping there, with the bivvy, foam. I'll quite easily nestle in there. I've just cleared out a few of the stones. You can see I've kind of kicked it away in bits and bobs. But I'll fit in there kind of neat. There is this neat little thing, which I'm hoping nothing nasty lives down there. Mostly might just be possums and echidnas, you never know. Hopefully no snakes. See more rocks here. There's a lot of rock up here. So it obviously falls down that slope there. But if we look up, look at that above me, right? But that's not the biggest threat. The biggest threat is trees falling down onto me if the wind does pick up. And this is glorious, this tree. I'm going to look at this all day and night, really. It's like a living high-rise apartment building. I love it. And the red, I don't know the gums. You'll have to forgive me, I'm learning this. I am no expert on the Australian bush. There's some things I know and a lot that I don't know, most of it. But you can see the colour in this is just glorious. I love it. More further down there. And I kind of like this spot. It felt good. The only thing I didn't like was this here, you see. I'd rather a nice big open clearing. Hey, it'd be perfect. Grass and flat field and, but we're not going to get that. We're kind of stealth camping. So I think this is going to be my little home for the night and Begley. And we're going to chill out here. And I'm going to do a little bit of photography, get a cuppa on, and we can walk around here a little bit and explore, come back here. So I'm thinking rigging the tarp this way, so if it comes down that way a bit, I can peg it kind of down. I can move that aside. That's kind of all dead material here. The other thing, I was saying I didn't like this because I don't know what this is. But I've seen this like in backyards, in bush and scrub and riversides and things like that. I don't even know if it's native or a weed. It's kind of got these little spikes on it. It may even be like a raspberry. Maybe it's just a bit too early and it's not in flower anymore. So hopefully you guys at Bushcraft Oz can identify it. I'm just going to soak up your guys' knowledge like a sponge. You can see it there. It's all about identifying this stuff. I'm not quite sure what that is. That reminds me of lantana, and maybe it is. It comes, you can, down in this kind of root system here, this trunk. Might be fun to play with a bow and drill with some of that. I don't know if that would work. But it's acting like a bit of a windbreak and a sight screen. There's no one really down that way to look up here. The biggest place they're going to look is here. So anyway, I was thinking of kind of rigging it this way and then have it the roof up here. That way I get to look out that way. But I'm thinking I'll just rig it lengthways down this way, and I'll rig quite a long ridge line over to there, and I'll keep it maybe high rather than low, like above this, and I can hang the pack under there, keep it in case it does rain. And that's because as far as I know this pack isn't waterproof, and certainly not the way I've packed it. I'm going to review this later. Okay, so bear with me on that. I'm going to review this beauty later. But Mike Redtail from Bushcraft Oz, bless your little socks, mate. Bless them over and over and over, because this was the answer to my dreams. There's a couple of things that I'm not sorted on yet. Like I don't have a stainless steel 1 litre water bottle, to like cook on and things like that. That's coming. I did order one through the recommendation of you guys at Bushcraft Oz. I was checking out some links. I think it was a Chinese one coming over. But we got some stuff added onto here. Sleep system's ready to go, but I want to get it off the ground. That's just foam, so it's okay. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking. So what I might do is set up and come back to you. See you in a bit. Come on, Bex. Let's go for a stroll. So, here we are. That was my camp. I'll come back and do a little talk about it. A lot of things I've done wrong today. I'm not happy with the setup. That rubbish bag stands out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? The rest of it's kind of okay. But it'll be alright. So far it seems okay. So I didn't bring my phone, and there's like a cell reception tower right near this mountain, so I get really good reception. But the first thing I did wrong was not bring my phone. If something goes wrong, I can't call anyone as a backup, you know, I don't have it. Second of all, if I don't know something, because I'm learning a lot at the moment, I'm trying to learn everything from scratch and do it right, you know. And it's been a really good test because I managed to get the tarp set. I'm kind of comfy. I wanted it lifted up, not like my last camp where I had one side completely down. As you can see with the weather, it's kind of nice, and I'm not expecting any rain for the rest of tonight and tomorrow. But you know, if I want to learn a knot and I don't understand the knot, I just load it up on YouTube on my phone. Boom. I don't have any data limit on my phone, so you know, I can watch YouTube all day as long as I've got the power. That's where I go to, and I don't have that. So come on, Bex, come for a walk, mate. So anyway, made some mistakes. It's good learning because I've had to dig out from memory what the knots are, but I've butchered them, and I'm not going to show you at all what I've attempted to do. It's sturdy, it's not slipping, it's, you know, holding well. I just fashioned a few pegs out of some hardwood sticks, branches I found. Now the other mistake I made was to not erase my 32 gig SD card from my Seven Hills afternoon video. So a lot of the video that I thought I was taking was actually full and didn't get taken. So what we did was we followed a main path, the Aboriginal Art Trail, and I found a little branch off up to the right going up this ridge line. I don't know if you can kind of see it. There's a ridge line goes up there, but it's at the back side that the path is. It's easy to get home, I just go up there. So I don't know if it filmed or I told my story, so I'll tell it again. But basically what happened was there was a fallen log like this, but a little bit more elevated across the path. And normally you just check for snakes, make sure, you know, nothing's underneath and step over and keep going. And I did that through a few others, but this one log, I didn't want to walk over it. Something told me to go round. Begley was focusing a lot, looking around. And so we went around. And I've been avoiding this gully. There's a gully. It's hard for you to see. I can't wait till I get a digital SLR, because then I can do some zooming for you. There's been the most beautiful birds flying around here, eating worms off the side of the trees. It's been awesome to see. Some birds I've never seen in my life. Look at that beautiful red gum up there. So anyway, I kind of butchered it. I don't know if this is lantana. It's fine. All here, you can see it here. I'm assuming it is lantana. Spread through there. I'm going to go for a bit of a wander here. We're going to just kind of walk around. Either way, I like this spot because a lot of that's actually providing a wind barrier. It was like 45 kilometers an hour this morning, the wind roaring up here. So I was trying to get over that side, but I couldn't get there. Only because it drops off and there's a path down below it, and I would have been visible for everyone to see. I mean, I'm allowed to be here with my dog, I just can't camp overnight. So I've kind of come off the beaten track, so to speak, on this very minimal path that seems to have run out at one point and then sort of patchy kept going up. But it comes into thick grass up there. It's not normal grass, it's like a native grass. I was cautious of snakes. Maybe, you know, that was why I didn't want to step over the log and walk into it. It would have been nice for camping up there, but I just don't want to risk anyone sort of walking up there, and there I am smack bang having a thing. So I've come down from the visible part of that trail into this gully, and I'm at the end of the gully, or one part of it. I think it turns and goes down that way. But either way, beautiful, beautiful, massive gum here. Just have a look at the size of that. It's like a multi-story apartment building for mammals, birds. The thing is beautiful. So I've been looking at that. So what else did I do wrong? Anyway, it's a nice spot. You've got these red gums here with lots of colour. There's plenty of bird life. I'm kind of liking it. There's a lot of wallaby or kangaroo poo around. I'll see if I can find some close-ups for you in a little bit. There's just a lot of nice stuff around here, except for the lantana, and I'm assuming it's lantana. If any of you know, please tell me. So I've chopped some wood. I'll come back to the camp and show you. I've chopped some wood into little pieces ready for camping tonight. And for the wood stove, I've already made a cup of coffee. I've had my lunch. I just brought like a chicken salad. And tonight I've got lentils and tuna, and I like a veggie, high packed, you know, fibre, protein, carbs, sort of meal. So veggie soup that goes in there with a lot of vitamins. And I've got one sweet snack. It's like a health bar thing, ball. And lots of coffee, hot chocolate, tea. I got plenty. I brought about 5 litres of water with me. The goal was to sort of get to a stream, but I'm pretty worn out. So yesterday I had less than an hour and a half sleep, probably. I'd be lucky if I scraped in an hour of sleep. Then I went to work 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. this morning. I got a lift up here. One of my co-workers offered to bring me up here. And he had to come early though, so I was like, yep, I get to spend the day in the bush. So the goal was to do some nice filming, get you to see my setup and stuff like that while I'm doing it. But yeah, I stuffed up. Anyway, it's all a learning experience, isn't it? We'll get there. We'll get there. It's nice to be back out bush again. considering I've had all that bronchitis. Gorgeous fallen gum here. You can see we're on a kind of ridge here. There's, I believe, a pathway right there. I reckon that's a pathway, like a track. Shall we stand on here and see if it is? Let's try and balance. Oh, not too bad. That certainly looks like a trail, doesn't it? I probably wouldn't be spotted if I pull that garbage bag down, which I might do. But yeah, so far no one. But, you know, afternoon, you never know who's going to come up here, especially with the weather clearing up now. It's pretty atrocious this morning and last night. My biggest concern was branches falling down from these gums. Not these ones particular, but just all of them, any of them. I was very conscientious about where I chose to camp. I've kind of got a clearing up above there. And it seems pretty cool. I didn't realise there was a pathway there. I didn't look further down here. So yeah, less than an hour and a half sleep. Worked all night. Came in here, walked up with the pack. The pack is just beautiful and awesome. And but I'm buggered. So my brain's not working when it's coming to trying to be self-reliant on, you know, doing my own knots correctly. I just sort of gone back to a sort of butchered version of what I learnt, and it's not too bad. Chopper flying around. We are really close to the city. It's not that far. I'm walking home tomorrow morning. Don't know if I told you about my boots. These boots are not the most comfortable for long walks. There goes the chopper. Passing by. But you know, racing through my head is all these things that I want to do for the videos. I want to zoom in. I want to start showing you some of the beauties of the Australian bush. A lot of kookaburras around. Hopefully I captured some stuff. I think what we'll do is maybe walk up the hill a bit. But it's just beautiful. So I think what I'm going to do is just have a snooze, really. Come on, Bex, we'll come back here. And wake up in a little while. And so you've got all these, you know, fallen branches. I tried to steer clear of those. I found some branches that were suspended up the back here, you can see. So I've got like a stake here I've put. It was just in case it rained. It was looking like it was going to spit there for a while and it didn't. And again, I could put more lines here and get stakes, like I've done that little one there. It's not that taut. I mean, I could pull it tighter and, you know, but I was concerned about all the wind. I'm trying to keep a little bit of slack in there, I think. I'd rather that. I'm liking having this up high, but last time I set up, I put the ridge line. I put the ridge line underneath and then guided off. And I kind of like that setup. So I had one end down, pegged completely to the ground, and the other raised. And that was kind of nice, but it's a really difficult area to camp. I don't know. Let's get rid of this bag. It's ugly, isn't it, in the bush? So yeah, you can see my bits of sticks and stuff that I've cut here. I just used my silky to cut these. They're all really hard and dry, so that's nice. You can see the remnants of my fire there. Just goes down to white ash. You can see it there. It's just nothing left. I brought this because I'm going to try and make I got some lentil flour and I'm going to try and make some flatbread tonight. Well, I've got no way to lift it off or anything. I didn't even bring a spatula, which I planned to do. What's up with you, handsome? Have I told you you're beautiful? Because you are. You're very handsome. very, very handsome. You're the best dog in the world, you are. He's enjoyed hanging out. This is down here. There's a lot of rocks in here. I'll give you an example. There's one. I'm kind of okay here. It's a bit lumpy, but you know, I can sleep anywhere really. That's Beg's bed. That's what he sleeps on. Just this. It's only going to be about 13 or something tonight degrees. So it's not too cold. I've got thermals again under my pants just in case. And I've got two of these nice tops. They're really nice and warm. I did bring some gloves. Got my saw there. I need to go through the pack, but I think I'll do that later. I'm dead tired. I haven't slept. And we're quite a bit of the way through the day. And I'm feeling extremely buggered. Yeah, I just got some wood that was suspended up over here. Nothing too big. I mean, there's more here, but this is kind of on the ground. I haven't cut this. This is on the ground. I'm trying to look around at stuff that, you know, might be elevated a bit. That one I think was one I pulled from here. So I've got more if I need, but I reckon I've got enough for what I need tonight. I did see some native flowers actually. I'll see if I can capture them on the walk home tomorrow as we go out. Got this big old dead tree here, burnt out, and a lot of burrows down in the side there. But you can see I'll be comfy there. I'll sleep beautifully tonight. I've got the bivvy bag, sleeping bag as well. Right now I feel like I could just lay down nothing, and that's what I'm about to do. I've got rolled up jacket ready to put my head down, have a nap. Once that sun gets down behind the hill, you can kind of see a bit of the wind now. Beautiful. It's much prettier up there. There's beautiful view down over the city and across to another valley over there with tall gums and cockatoos flying through. I really would like to be up there. I'd like to walk further up here, up this ridge. The Aboriginal Art Trail I think skirted around and went down into there somewhere. I'll probably maybe finish that tomorrow, but being as tired as I am, we'll see how we sleep tonight. And it is a bit lumpy, that thing. And I pretty much, because I'm so tired, feeling like I'm just going to sink into the earth. But not a bad spot. We're kind of clear up the top here, you know, to fall down. These are all pretty healthy. A couple of little branches, but I don't think anything that's going to really kill me. Let's hope anyway. I mean, this one could go at any point, but we'll see how she fares. That one indeed, if it did. It's pretty solid. I tied off to it. I didn't even want to tie off to it. I was just, like I said, I made mistakes. I would rather have got somewhere a bit neater, a bit flatter, but it's the bush, so I'm looking at material that I can take home to maybe carve a spoon or sit down here and start carving a spoon. I haven't got a scoop carver or a bowl carver. I've just got the Mora Classic original number 1, and I can just sit and whittle. I tried to lay down, but there's a few bull ants walking around. Not too bad, they're just hunting animals. So I'm looking at this tree up here. Kind of goes up there, but it's alive. I'm looking for a lot of deadwood. That gum is growing. I was thinking about the stems of that shrub, that viney thing in there. Indeed, I have to identify it. And that's a possibility, but what I did see was, you can see this bark here, I don't know if you can. Just a few things. You're going to get a bit of noise while I do this. There we go. That should be okay. So you can see the bark here on this tree, and if we follow it up, it's dead. Now normally I would wait for it to fall down, but if you look at like all the wood here, it's kind of close. It's all knotted and bent, and that's not too bad. There's probably a piece there that we could get. That might be right. So let's have a look at this one anyway. But I was thinking of cutting that down because it is dead and the wood looks straight and it's a good size. So we'll see. But we'll cut this. Now, I've never made a spoon from like raw timber like this. Once gave it a go when I had a bit of a block. So I'm thinking that's a bit knotted there, so we kind of get that kind of material there, and there's a knot here. See if you can get that. Yeah, there's a knot here. Shouldn't be too bad. It's really just trying to find that spot where we get a bit of straight wood. I'm really thinking that's the best opportunity right now. I like them to fall down naturally. I can't find anything reasonably fresh around here. It's all old and twisted and dried, rotted. We'll have a go cutting this piece here anyway. See how we do. Maybe there. I don't know. We'll see. So we'll cut here, this part. Doesn't look too bad. I have to strip all that bark off. Use a bit of wood here to lean against and cut the other bit. That bit just completely fell off. It's very wet though. So there's another knot here. So I'm thinking just about here maybe. Kind of the idea I'm after is teaspoonish. Just something small. We'll see. We'll cut here. So we've got a bit. We've got a bit here. I'll plonk that down there. We'll have a look. I might even cut another piece just for the fire tonight. I'm going to have to pull all that bark off. It's very damp. There's any more of that I want. Tuck that away in my pocket. Kind of a bit there between here and here. Might be enough. We'll see. Cut him off. So I want to lean it up. Yeah, about there. And that comes down, and here, whereas that's little, we'll try this bit here. So I can't remember the technique and I need to study, but I think you can lock it off, but I don't want it here because it's just going to come down. It's quite soft, this wood. There we go, another straight little bit. That might be enough to attempt to carve with. But while we're here, let's have a look at that piece down there. Walk around. So you can see here I was looking at this, but it's just dried, split. Kind of always stamp the ground just in case there is snakes around. It's a nice bit of timber. Nice bit of timber. Never done this before. It's definitely going to go. Should make a racket. I could almost push her over. Yeah, there she goes. She wants to fall. I'm going to aim her toward that one. There we go. Don't actually need a cutter. There we go. Pretty fantastic. Oh, hello. Didn't realise the camera fell. That might not have worked. Look at this. Beautiful. Yeah. We'll see if we can get the other spot. So what we can do is lift this, bring it back, over here, get it fairly stable, and get our piece for carving. About there. I don't know how much I need. Probably a lengthy spoon about there. That'll do. gorgeous. Gorgeous. So there's little gaps here, holes through, starting to be eaten. Well, that should be nice. A bit of a nodge on the back. I wouldn't attempt to try battening anything like this. You can see pieces can come off. I just have to get a proper bushcraft knife and I could take that chunk off one day. Not an axe man or anything. But yeah, good little spot. Pretty easy. Beautiful wood. Hello. What are you doing? Biggs is like, how come you're having fun cutting all the wood? How come you're having fun? Nice piece. Want to take it back? Pick it up. Want to take it? Want to take it? Go. Take it back. Bring it back to camp. Good boy. Carry it. Back to camp. Pick it up. Pick it up. Good boy. You got it? Now you got to lift it, mate. Use your head. Go on, pick it up. Atta boy. In you go. Put it on the mat. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alright. Let's scoot under here. Good boy. Good boy. You want some water? Alright. Awesome. Quite pleased with that. Little treat for tonight with dinner. I wanted something, but nothing too hard. Thought that'll be good. Oh, did I show you these? I'll show you these. This one needs a bit more oil. I made a pair of chopsticks, only mini ones. That was with the bits I did at the Seven Hills afternoon. With that little bit of wood I cut. I thought, I'll try making some chopsticks. They're okay, they do the job. Can pick up bits if I need. You know, little bits of chicken or something like that. You can see that's had more oil than this, and still rough on sanding. I haven't got any fine grit, I've just got a rough grit. So we'll put those back in there and plonk them there, I suppose. We might hold off the big piece. Oh, you got your paw on there? Thanks, mate. I need to take that though. Thank you. That one's going there. So we'll start with the little guy and we'll give him a bit of a carve. I think I'm running out of battery. I don't know if it makes a sound when I do. Oh. Good boy, bud. Yeah, it's got stuff in it. That's that knot I was talking about. And just get on our knees. I think that's the safer way. Problem is, I'm not kind of set. Let's try here. Push that down. Very soft. around. Just cutting through all that wet stuff. Don't know if it'd be better with a tripod for you guys. You wouldn't shake as much. Chip. Yeah, look, knotted. It's just a recipe for disaster right now, especially with how tired I am. So wet though. Not suitable. Can already see a big knot right where I need to carve. However, that will make nice firewood. So the weather's rained and it's dried, and then it's rained, and then it's dry, and it's rain, and then it's dry. Very difficult. But I managed to get some pretty cool tinder and kindling. This thing's bone dry. Got resin on it. It's going to be interesting. It's just some of the dried lantana, I think. It's all very fibrous. Try not to use too much. But I'm making for a coffee. Cotton balls. Flint steel is in my pocket. Very well. One thing I'm missing, and I wanted to get, is olive oil. The reason is, I think it's up the back there. Where did we get it? One of the pouches. Going to try and cook some flatbread. Now I didn't bring a spatula, like the good boy I am. Let's get the fire going. I've only had the one coffee. I had a sleep. I woke up actually really cold. I was just in this, just laid on the mat. Trying a different technique here. It wasn't a different technique. Anyway. So the idea is you light your fire on the top and you have your kindling and stuff on the underneath. You should be okay there. If that comes down, I don't know if that's too close. Got milk to make with the flatbread, but I'm thinking I'll save that for the porridge. There we go. It's all nice. Throw that in there. Some small stuff. I had it all kind of neatly organised, but when the rain came down I was like, shit, let's I just put it out. I just dropped a stick right on the last flame, so I think she's got out. That's right, I'll light that again. That was a bit silly. There's my tinder. Let's try some of this. Let's see how this stuff goes. Probably going to smoke a bit. I will use another one. Still got some heat there actually. There. See if some of that catches. So yeah, I had dry stuff. I kind of shifted it all around. So far so bad. Actually done. So I don't want to make it too big. Looks like that's going to catch. Right, put that there. No, don't smother it. So damp. It's up and running now. It's fine, didn't it? And some milk. And there's breakfast. What do I want? tell you what, I would like to have got a camp chair and have nice weather. It didn't happen. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying being here. So the cloud's just gone, there's blue sky on the horizon. I think it knows what it wants to do. You'll see here in a minute why I didn't want to keep loading tinder in there, because there's quite a lot in there, and that flame will come high. I've got a tarp here. I might move it away a bit. I was going to use clay, but I've turned it into Begley's water bowl off the back there. I don't like having the tinder up here. Look at this baby. I'm going to burn this tonight. It's like the equivalent of a big log for this. It should be good if I get some good coals going. See how that goes. Right, so first of all, first order of the day, water, coffee. I want that. Then I'm going to make some bread. Dinner's not till a little later. We're on rationed water at the moment. That, as they say, is cooking with gas. And because I want some coals, I'm going to keep a couple of these pieces ready. I'll have to throw a bit on very shortly, actually. In fact, that's going in there now. It's going to produce probably a bit of smoke because there's wet kind of bark on it, I think. But one thing I've learnt with this wood stove is to not fill it too much. If you put too much in there, it tends to clog down the bottom where the ash pan is. I mean, you can just tap it to kind of clear the ash, but I found she's much more efficient. And you can see the smoke coming from that bark. Some of the other stuff on this side hasn't caught yet. It's just starting to catch. I'm just kind of waiting for the flame to come around equally. Look at that, it's beautiful. Alright, so let's get that on because I want coffee. Now you have to forgive me, I've got all the fancy bag coffees, I've got all sorts, but one thing I love when camping, believe it or not, until I can get kind of nice little filter system going, it's just good old instant. That's like kind of a little tablespoon really. A bit more. Oh, that's strong. So that's the bottom of the pan burning. There's also been march flies around and some mosquitoes starting to pop up, so it'd be good to have this smoke a bit. I prefer to have flame. So that. See the condensation coming in the pot? Look at that flame. Magnificent. Eh? Now there's no smoke. It's the bottom of the pan actually. I need to get a decent one. When the coals fall, that'll be much more manageable. I should get started on cooking, shouldn't I? Okay, so lentil flour. This thing's got 12.7 grams of protein per serving. A serving size is 50 grams, which we'll be using, and 21.8 grams of carbohydrates and 695 kilojoules of energy. Lentil flour, man, beautiful. Now ideally I would have a billy can, but I don't. We're going to slowly acquire, so I'm going to kind of make this up. As I go along here. So, one thing I know, I believe that water just boiled super quick, especially for a cup. Yeah, she's boiled. Cool. Okay. Cup of coffee. Done. Sit it somewhere. Just here. Hopefully I don't knock it. Really need a camping mug, copper one. So much I need. Should have got a camera on there. We'll leave that there to cool. So the log is burning, but we need to encourage it. So we're just going to add a little more fuel there. So what we're going to do here is just make a well in the middle. We're actually going to add some milk powder. Too much. See how quick that came up. Tiniest bit of baking powder. Now I prefer a product called Bread Improver. Don't you love things that work? Don't you just love things that work? Cooking with Dingo. Anyway, not too much. Got that, should be good. Got rubbish over there. Man, I can't believe I did that. No, I rushed. I'm not at all done it the way I should have done it. Gonna go a little medium-sized log now. Put that in there, and that'll keep some hot coals for us. In fact, I'll go another one of them, like that, and a little stick. Just keep the heat up on it. It's a pretty dense, thick wood, so I'm going to mix with our spork. This is either going to work or be a disaster. Normally one thing I like to do with this is to put curry powder in there. I didn't bring any. I've actually got a garlic and herb seasoning and I forgot to bring that. That is pretty awesome with this stuff. So anyway, that's kind of sifted through, so to speak. So now we make the well in the bottom. We take our olive oil. And squeeze that in the middle, leaving enough for the rest. Then we get the water, and we just start this very slowly. Not so much, and I'll leave that lid off because I'm going to need to add. Look at me with baking powder all over me. I bought this from China. It's terrible. Now I'm a finger person. The one's clean. Smell. We're just gonna mix that. I think I did a tiny bit too much water. It's been so long since I've made damper, and lentil flour can do the same thing, but it's so much better than plain flour. It's a lot denser, but for a flatbread on there it should be pretty good. Now I don't have a pot holder for this pan. I don't have a handle for it. I've just got a pair of gloves. I'm hoping that I'll be able to pick it up. Look at that. That's those logs burning beautifully, and the gasification started now, which is why it's kind of coming neatly. But that'll burn nice. So it's kind of nice and thick. It's still very wet, so we just keep bringing the extra flour in. And eventually it'll pull away from my finger. Billy can is so much easier. Man, I did this when I did a walk. I walked from Sydney. You get your Google Maps out, Google Sydney, Australia, and then Google Bundaberg, B-U-N-D-A-B-E-R-G, and I walked in the year 2000 from Sydney to Bundaberg. Might tell that story a little later. And I walked all the way up the coast. I did a tiny bit of inland, up and over a mountain, and then sort of back down through the valleys and onto the coast, and then back up again. But a lot of beach camping, so I lived off pippies and fish if I could catch it, which I did occasionally. That flame is glorious. And I made damper regularly. So what we want to do is just get some flour here. Get this kind of slowly turning around. Trying not to get too much my fingers in there. You can't help it. It's good to do. You may need more flour. I'm just slowly squeezing it in. It's pink. Orange. I have a dish. Now I want my 2 deeper pots to be clean. I don't want to waste water having to wash them, and that's why I'm using this shallow one. And that wood is going to be awesome for tonight. Looks like we've got 2 or 3 gasification holes working. Seems to operate near where the wood is. But that's still a solid coal. I can see it. Yep, beautiful. Probably adds one more piece. It won't take much to reignite it. So while I'm having fun, it seemed to take forever for the day to pass. Remember, I didn't have much sleep. I think it'd be about 4:30 p.m, 5 maybe p.m. right now. I haven't got a clock, no idea of knowing except for light, which I do pay attention to that. It's always different when the hills are around and you don't have that direct sunlight coming in. But it's about 5 p.m. I think I woke up at 3. The last couple of hours when the storm came in. It's possible I could have done a tiny bit more oil. Still very moist. I went too much water. It's better to have less water than too much. So then you just got to keep adding flour. It becomes big. So if I did this right, this would be pulling away from my fingers right now. Not sticking like it is. So I'm going to need to add some more flour. I didn't want to really do this near my sleep system just because of ants and things like that. Let that burn down a bit. Alright. I need to get my hands dirty again, but I need to get off those small bits. And up. There we go. actually just comes straight off when it dries up a bit. There's the coals. Coals are good. Catch. Yeah, the ants going a bit crazy down here. It's like food. I don't know if you can see this. Starting to dry out a bit, but you pull away the flour and it's quite moist there. Wait till it's cooked. Way too much water. It's okay. Don't lay down, please. Back up on your bed. Thanks. It's me hitting the gyro. Good boy. Awesome. Good boy. Pretty good now. Wash the rest of that out. Try not to knock my coffee. I'm wondering if I need to make some more flour in it. It's very wet. Okay, done. So now in here I'm going to put some oil. Try Try not to set flame to ourselves. I need to prep this. So we're gonna keep our hands with the flour bit still on it. What I prefer is to have an open fire here, but I'm hoping that I can get a ute in the coming weeks, and that I can right now. I'm just going to flatten this out. Yeah, it needs too much water. That's okay. Alright, now that's pretty hot, so drag the oil around. That flame should die down in a bit. But it should be enough residual heat with those coals not to burn it. Baby. Just going to wash my hands. That's done. I haven't used lentil flour in this kind of a method for a long time. So what we want, make sure that she's sealed, and flip her over, and I want to keep the heat up a bit. I'll work with my left glove, I think. These are just like gardening gloves, but I should be able to just pick the pan up enough. Like this. Drag the oil around. We're going to go another bit of wood. Catalyst, get that going. That pan's nice and warm, and it's just a matter of moving it on and off as we need. probably wondering why I'm sleeping diagonally, and it's just because I didn't think out the area very well. The reason this is smoking is because of the bark of the fresh wood I just put on there. Just a quick peek at this. Probably gonna need to turn it. It's not quite hot enough yet. Here comes the flame. Should be good. I'm looking forward to this. Ants, you can't see them, but they're running around going, lentil flower. Some coffee done. Right, we'll come back when it's done. So, our lentil bread, or bannock, whatever you want to call it, with a twist, is done. It's hot. Oh God, let's not burn ourselves. It's not something we want to char, but I can kind of feel it. All the edges are done. We're just now finishing it off. We'll pull that off and let that rest in a bit. But beautiful. Golden brown. I'd say that's a success. So we'll get on with the rest of the dinner and come back. Alrighty, we're on. More red lentils. Red lentils cook in like minutes. They don't take very long. I've got rubber band to do that. I've put some more firewood in there, so I'm just encouraging the fire to go. But basically, what we have is winter vegetable and quinoa, some red lentils. It's all kind of veggie, but power packed. And a tin of lemon pepper tuna. I'm just going to heat that up as soon as that smoke goes. I only need my knife for this. There we go, all good. Now, I've just looked up and thought, I felt what was water, i.e. rain. Can't tell because the cloud, light's gone. It went blue sky and seems to have come back cloud again. It seems to be cycling this weather. Running around. Nice. Nice soup. So we're going to add some water to that. Not too much. We don't want it to burn. I haven't put any oil in there. I'm going to pop the tuna and put that straight in. Can and all. I mean, not can and all, liquid and all. This I've washed, didn't take much, I just put a little bit of Begley's water in there and boiled it. I don't know if you can see, but clean pan. That's the other one. That's okay. This thing cost like $8.50 from China. It's like a two-piece with a little scouring pad, and had a couple of cups. It's one lid fits all. It's not the best. This flame is way too big for this. I know this is not very good, but I'm just going to stir that through. Use our fork side. Remember, we've got lentils in there, so lentils have a habit of catching on the bottom and sticking. So I'm constantly going to have to stir this. A little bit of oil will fix this. Rain should be okay. So this is winter vegetable soup with quinoa. Just a sprinkling of red lentils and some tuna marinated like lemon and pepper. So I think it's going to be quite nice. Yeah, that's good. My plan was to maybe bring some of my rice. I'm a big fan of quinoa. I mean, I eat everything. Don't get me wrong, I love my meat. So let's get this on. I love my meat. But I was vegetarian for 5 years, a long time ago. I like my veggies. I'm basically an omnivore. I can eat anything. As long as it's got a good balance of protein, carbs, fats, all that kind of stuff. I don't really go into the science of it. The body tends to know what it likes. And one of the things that it likes is lentils. It's like my power food. Honestly, I remember the first time I ever had it. I ate this thing up and I was like, I'm sold. I've got rubber bands I brought. I've thrown them in the pack, but I can't be bothered going crawling up in there. I'm just going to use that. Roll that down. Just using this as a little food bag. Actually, I think I kept it all in the shopping bag because I came home from work with it. We'll leave our coffee here. Cotton balls can probably go back into the firelight. Got a sponge here, and I've got a bounce ball. It's a peanut protein blast. It's quite handy. That's actually for the walk home tomorrow. Nibble on that after brekkie. Breakfast is just porridge done with some nuts and raisins and things. It's one of those, it's not, I've got a whole bag of oats at home, but I didn't make a mix up. So I just, I bought like a quick heat and use kind of thing. I think that's okay. That's all good. We need our teaspoon, so we'll put this at the stack. banks everywhere. I've got a cleaning cloth for when it's done. So we'll just stir this around. It's pretty much going to be burning and sticking very quickly. That flame is dying down though. Just going to add another big chunk. I want to keep some of those fat coals in there. You know, you can burn twigs and it's enough to heat your meal and then it goes out basically. Just super efficient, just reduces everything to a white fine powder ash. And you just leave it sit and it's cold, tip it out, rub it into the ground. No heat there at all. So I'm using some of those bigger pieces to sort of maintain a nice steady even heat. Yum. The good stuff. Yeah, we'll come back after dinner. I'll have a chat with you. So, a bit hard for you to see. Let's get that there. Drop a chunk of wood in there. Let's see. That bannock, lentil bannock, is beautiful. It's so tasty, and the soup, the lentils are cooked perfectly. Yeah, I'm going to dig in, so I'll come back in a bit. Anyway, there's my meal. We're recording. We're recording. We're recording. G'day. So I've got a cup of coffee, meal's finished. We threw one of these large discs in the fire, and a couple of smaller ones. Only one mozzie or so, but here we go. I'm gonna crack this open. Let's do it about here. And this is just to say thank you for all you guys. I'm a complete and utter noob when it comes to this, but I am loving it, and slowly but surely we're going to get together. I think ideally one day I'd like to get up into a hammock, get off the ground. Looking forward to that. Anyway, there we go. Let's put that down. Move that back there. Cheers. I have no glass. It's in a glass. I don't drink often, very rarely. I'm lucky if I have a drink, alcoholic drink, once sort of every 4 months. Been a bit of a trial today, but anyway, it's all done. So a little bit about myself. Basically, I just kind of survived, I guess, as a kid. I had a good upbringing. I got to fly in an aeroplane with my dad, you know, drove around the country. I always grew up loving the country. Dad used to service all the pubs in the outback of New South Wales, so I used to go out there with him. I do remember sleeping under a pool table once while everyone's drunk and playing pool. Anyway, I had a dream. I stopped talking to my dad. Things went down in the family that were pretty bad for me. I felt strongly about it, and I basically stood up to him, knocked him over, and I legged it out of the house. When the time came, I got out of there. I left home as soon as I could, and I didn't talk to him. I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted nothing to do with him. And then when I turned 30, after many years of not speaking to him, I had a dream he was going to die. Something had happened to him. It never came to, but it was a catalyst for me. At the time I was working in Sydney, rented my own apartment, worked in the city, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy at all. I used to run a market stall selling didgeridoos. I've played for quite a long time. And one thing in my life is I've always stuck to what I wanted to do. And I never really cared what anyone thought. There's a lovely YouTuber called Z Outdoors, and Wiltshire man, Sandy touches on the subject very nicely in his video response to Z Outdoors. And one of the things Sandy says, Wiltshire man, one of the things he says is just be yourself. And I can't agree more. My history in life, that's when I'm happiest. When I don't care what others think, and I just do what I like. Whether it be playing the didge, and my dad didn't want to know, or no one else wanted to know. I enjoyed the feeling I got when I played it. I enjoyed the feeling when I'm pretty simply sitting outdoors in the bush. When I'm cooped up in a city, we all get trapped with money. And this is I'm gonna mention a few people here. So, Rewild University, another YouTuber, beautiful man, beautiful family. He touches on the subject of money, and it's a necessary evil. People have kids, people have a life. They need a home, they need to raise that, they need legacies, they need to hand over stuff, to make sure that they keep humanity going. And I'm very selfish in that way, that once I turned 40 and no kids and relationships had always broken down, I decided that's it, I'm done. The time may come that I do wish to settle down with someone, but at the moment I don't see it happening. I'm quite happy in my life with the company of my mate, and future dogs to come, taking each day as it comes. I'm pretty much a guy that I don't think too much into the future. I don't plan. I'm not got the house. I don't collect stuff, like too much stuff. I just have enough, pretty much, that I can hopefully fit into a backpack and walk on if I need to move. So that brings me back to when I had the dream that my dad was going to die, and it just struck me, and I decided, man, here I am living in this world that I don't enjoy, and I've just dreamt my dad might die. So I hadn't talked to him, so I thought, what can I do? I need to sort it out. So I decided there was a lot of years had passed where I hadn't talked to him, so it was very hard to condense all those years into a 6-hour plane flight to go and see him, which is what I wanted to do. I decided I wanted to go and see him. And I thought about the basics in life, and the basics in life were you need to eat, to drink water, and you need to sleep. Simple as that. So I thought, how can I achieve that on a journey to go and see my dad? Walking was the obvious point. I went back to our ancestors, ancient ancestors. It's what they did. The Sydney Olympics were on at the time. Everyone had these lanyards around with Visa cards this, Visa cards that. Get credit here, get credit there. People were miserable. People wouldn't stop to say g'day. I felt like I was out of touch with humanity. So I decided to walk, and there's so many stories I could tell with that. And I may touch on them in future videos, but the end result was that I got in touch with humanity. It restored my faith in humanity. So many things happened that led me to see the beauty in each and every individual in the world. Whether you can't see how beautiful other people are yourself, every one of us, everything is beautiful. And it restored my faith in life, faith in existence. As simple as I could touch it. A bit heavy, hey? Anyway. These videos are a way of me getting back in touch with that side of me that reflects, enjoys quiet time. I don't have a clock. It's dark o'clock. I've got no idea what time it is. I kind of miss getting back in touch with that side, and that's what this is about. Yeah, I've got alcohol, coffee, stimulants. A metal fire stove, cooking pots, sleeping mats, tarps. A lot of bushcrafting videos that I see are all about gear and brands. Now if it's functional and it works, I'm into it. But don't forget, and this is a message to myself, not to any of you, I must not forget that it is the simplest things in life that make my heart sing. And I want more of it, and I will have more of it. So I'm just going to sip my Baileys here and watch the fire. Keen to put another log on. Begley shared my dinner. I gave him the last third of the soup and he ate half of the bannock. I ate half. It was really good. I didn't give it to him because I didn't like it. I share everything with him. He's got biscuits. I never gave them to him. It's like a bit of a special night tonight. But I just want to say a big thank you to everyone that creates these solo outdoors camping with your friends, bushcrafting community in particular. Bushcraft Oz has been a godsend for me. I've studied and read through so many things in that forum, and I'm still digging. There's just so much to learn. And one day I hope to do a video with really good quality and start producing good stuff. Zed Outdoors is a big inspiration for me. He does really nice videos. He keeps a lot of humour and he has faith in humanity. So Zed, I don't know if you'd ever watch this, mate, but if you happen across this little video, I just want to say, bless your cotton socks. You're a beautiful man. Twitch, where I stream games. 2 years partnership. Now it's a big thing for a lot of people, and I kind of got into my partnership through a bit of luck, really. I just played a game the way I like to play it, and it all of a sudden got popular, the way I did things regarding voice attack and Elite Dangerous. And I haven't gone back there for a long time. I feel like it's missing the mark of what I hoped it would be. And it will come there at some point, but at the end of the day I just play what I want to play. And for all of you who have stuck by me, whether it be for 1 month, 1 week, 2 days, 6 months, 12 months, 15 months, 2 years, bless your cotton socks. You're beautiful, and I appreciate it. The little monthly payment I get from Twitch, from my subscribers, helps me immensely. I don't earn a lot. I rent a really run-down house that's probably worth about $150 a week. I pay $400 a week. I work 4 days a week and have 3 off. That's my balance of trying to get some time to stream, time to camp, and work to pay the rent and everything. But I have nothing. I have nothing. I earn very, very little. Everything is done off my own back. The electricity bills, I don't have a phone bill. I just put credit on a mobile phone, and that has unlimited data. So it's like $2 a day I pay, and it gives me unlimited internet, unlimited phone calls, unlimited text, but I don't use it. I use it literally to browse through a bit of Twitch on, every so often when I happen to be on the phone. Otherwise it's the phone's put away. So I don't have a lot. I don't acquire too much. I think my computer was the biggest thing I've spent money on recently in 10 years. I've mentioned this bivy bag. I've had this for 10 years. More, 16 years. And it's still going strong and as comfortable as ever. My dog, my mate. I put time into him, a lot of time. I had 2 dogs, one passed away almost 2 years ago, just over 2 years ago. I dearly loved her. She was my first dog after a break when she was my second dog who passed away. That's Nina, and that was Begley's mate. They were a couple. So now it's just Beggs and I hanging in there. And you never know what's around the corner. You never know what's around the corner. So just take each and every moment and love life. Don't dwell on unhappiness. Don't dwell on the things that make you angry. It serves no purpose. If it serves a purpose, let it serve the purpose to motivate you to be better. Otherwise, let it go and just enjoy life. You don't have to spend money to have a good time. You can spend money to have a good time, but you don't have to. Simple things. Simple things. I think I need to drink my coffee. MCQ Bushcraft and Joe Robinette. You guys, I happened upon around the same time when I was searching for stuff about being in the bush and just trying to redirect all my motivation to getting out there. Thank you for your inspiration and your guidance. Time to stoke the fire a bit, eh? Got a lot of nice coals in there. What can I do here? Bit of a flame happening, if we can. I'll come back up the flame in a minute, won't be long. There were some mozzies earlier, so it's good to get a bit of smoke. I've got this bark that I'm cracking little pieces off, putting on there just to keep them away. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm filling it. And the next thing I need in my life is a car. I can't afford much, but I found one that I can hopefully buy, and it's it's $2,000, and it's been offered to me. Ooh, the smoke. So I'm hoping to pick that up. So if you can think or envision me in a car, it's a four-wheel drive ute, old, 1990s, but she's a beauty, and it will just enable Beggs and I to get out a bit more into some of the further parks where I can actually have a nice campfire, get to the beaches, start doing some more videos in different places. Outdoor Enthusiast 101, you're beautiful. Luke is his name. I don't know where you've gone. I've watched every one of your videos. LNT Camping, that's all I know him as. Leave No Trace Camping. Check him out. Best chef in the universe. A lot of what I aspire to be comes from him. So see me in a car. Every little bit helps. Every positive thought makes things happen. Wants to flame, wants to. Might have to give it a touch. That might be enough. Put this back on. Oops. Anyway, cheers to you. Thanks for your company, and I'll see you in the morning. John and Gotti from Twitch and YouTube. You're beautiful. Focus on the beautiful things. It really is that easy. It really is that easy. Focus on the beautiful things. The fact we can breathe air, that we can look into our mother's eyes, that we can think of our parents, that we could think that sunlight touches our bodies. There is interaction in all things, and you're beautiful. Keep up the good work. See you in the morning. G'day. Let's go. That's the campsite. All done. Pulled up a bit where all these rocks were. Good night. I had a beautiful sleep. Big sleep. Long sleep. I think I woke up about 5:30. Cup of coffee. 2 of the bags of porridge. And waited for the coals to go out, down to Ash, and packed up the bag, and we're all good. You can see why I chose to sleep there. It's kind of a little flat spot, comes down the hill, levels before it goes down. There's more spots down there. I went walking. Anyway, we're going to go up on that ridge. I think I'll go up the top here rather than up that part. We'll make our way up. Let's go, Bex. I don't know how much video I've got left. I'll keep you running. We go here. Oh. Branches. And up we go. Bronchitis has been pretty much under control. We'll see how we go by the time we get home. Alright, this is the part I avoided. This is the long grass. We should be able to be okay through here. Take it easy, Bex. Come here. Come here. You can see the trail. I could have camped up top here, but there's a lot of breeze. I was a bit sus on the long grass. It keeps going up the spine there. That was, as I was saying, my view if I camped up here. Slow, Bex. Bex just jumped there, that's where I turned. Alright. I'm not walking in to that. Even though I like the look of it. Still a little trail. Just when I popped down, you can't see I was well hidden down there. Steep little gully. It's good. fair old walk today to get home. Just got the head mount on the camera. Beautiful. Beautiful. Friday morning. Almost felt like staying out another night. Should have enough with the lentil flour and the milk powder left I had. Still got plenty of coffee and chocolate and tea. Kind of half in a mood to stay out a second night. We'll get more of that done in the future. Beauty of having 3 days off is I can take a couple of days camping. I don't have to sort of pack it into one day, you know. I can have like all of Thursday and all of Friday. Still be home for Saturday night and I don't start work till 10 PM on Sunday, so kind of get a couple of days camping and a couple of days at home. So it's really nice having 3-day weekends, and I do work nights, so it means I get the whole day ahead of me if I choose to stay awake. You don't have to go to bed. My normal routine is to not go to bed till like midday, sort of 1 o'clock. I try to get into bed by midday and watch a movie or something. Try to nod off before 1 if I can, and set my alarm generally for about 8 or 9 PM. Wake up, cup of coffee, go to work. Simple as that. But sometimes if I want the whole day and I want to utilise it, I will stay awake and just go to bed early and sleep right through the night. It's pretty good. And this walking with the pack's been good. It's not heavy at all. There's a few little bits that are uncomfortable, just a little bit. I haven't kind of worked out I think the harness I can feel wants to come up, like I need to raise it. Just a little bit. I'm going to play around with that through the week, see if I can get that adjusted nicely. I might even do it before I unpack, that way I get to feel it. So here's the Aboriginal Art Trail, just down here. This is kind of, as you can see, where I turned off. Follow that path up. And there's plenty more to explore, like I didn't go anywhere down that side. Gullies I could have trotted off down there. What I wanted was for the pathway to go up that side. Wildlife boxes up there. I'd be a bit worn out walking home. I kept my thermals on. I didn't take my pants off and change. Ideally I should have taken my thermals off. I'm gonna trek through suburbia. The chest system's just a little... That's good. Yeah, I definitely feel like I need to adjust the harness just a little higher. Also need to fiddle with the waist belt a bit. Like, I can't cinch it up anymore. I've only got a finished waist. That being said, there's no movement. Like, it's positively solid around my waist and hips. It's super comfy. Keep an eye out for other dog walkers here. See, there's a bush going off up there. That's where I wanted to camp. Gargwala National Park is up there. I didn't want to kind of risk in case I got caught. You're not allowed to have dogs in National Park. It'd be much bigger fun than, you know, being caught spending a quick overnighter with no fire pit sort of thing. I think they'd let me go. River down there, stream, no water in it, not running at all. It's a shame. I'm looking forward to getting near water at some point for camping. Beautiful. See that bird? Magnificent. I'll have to try another day. Get into the river there. Man, he's close. He's on the lower branches, not up high. Yeah, I could easily get in, push my way up through some of that area. Oh, that bird's close. Bit of water down there. Yeah. Look out for the falls. It's only a small waterfall when it runs. There's a lot of rain, that'd be lovely. Been quite dry though. Haven't had any real heavy rain. Come here, Beck. Let's go take a peek at it. Slowly, mate. Stay. Maybe there is a pathway through there. Go down the riverbed. It's quite steep. Well sheltered down there. Oh. 1,665 metres to the lookout. Alrighty. That's my Mount Coot-tha overnighter. Thanks for your company.